Hiya pals, and welcome to my Manaslu Gear Guide series where I am examining everything that I'm taking on my upcoming expedition to the world's 8th highest mountain. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me. My name's Callum, I'm a mountaineer and aspiring mountain guide. In today's episode, we're going to talk about sleeping. Good quality sleep is essential for a successful trip, not just to the high altitude mountains, but for anything, whether that's wild camping here in Scotland, long distance trekking, or indeed trying to summit some of the world's biggest mountains. A good night's sleep goes a long way in helping you achieve your goals. And for a high altitude trip, well, it's similar to probably what you've done wild camping, but with some minor differences. For example, you will have noticed that there's not one but two sleeping bags on this table. I'm taking two different sleeping bags. I've been advised that that's the best way to approach this, but it's not the only way to approach this. That's something that should be said from the outset of this video. So let's talk about the specific pieces and then I'll show you how it all comes together. So sleeping bag number one. This is my tried, trusted Rab Ascent 900. It's a down-filled sleeping bag and it's filled with 900 grams of 650 down. It's a size regular. I think it's a great bag. I've taken this bag up to 5,800 meters on Mira, and it's came to high camp on Kilimanjaro as well, and I've been using it for all of my winter camping here in Scotland too. It's a great sleeping bag, really, really good, really warm, top class sleeping bag from Rab. Now the other sleeping bag is also a Rab bag. I am a bit of a Rab fanboy. The difference, however, is that this is the Rab Expedition 1000. Now, it's similar, but it differs in the amount of down, but also the quality of the down. So there's 1,000 grams of 850 fill down in this bag, which means that the down is bigger. It means it requires less down to produce the same amount of warmth, but there's also more down within this bag. And as you can probably just tell by looking at them, this one is lofted much higher than this one. So it's a bigger bag. It's designed for temperatures around about -30, whereas this bag is only really suitable down to about -15. I think Rab say 18, but I think -15 is where I comfortably see this bag going. So that's the main differences, and this bag will come up the mountain with me, whereas the 900 will stay at base camp, and it'll be used in all the tea houses lower down. Could you just take one sleeping bag? Yeah, you can, absolutely. Would you take a cold one and like try and layer? Ooh, maybe. Could you take a big one and like just vent it? Yeah, maybe. I think there's different ways of doing it. I think if you can afford to have the versatility of both, then it's a good option because, as I said, sleep is very important and you want to be able to be comfortable and maintain good sleep across the expedition. I have had people asking me, do you sleep in your down suit? Yeah, you could, I suppose. I'm not 100% sure how I would feel about that if I was like climbing in it all day and it was a bit sweaty and then you want to need to sleep in it. So there's lots of questions, but certainly the advice that I've gotten so far is that two versatile sleeping bags, one for lower down, one for higher up, is a good way to think about it. Now, obviously we know what we're sleeping in. We need to think about what we're sleeping on, and there's two options here that both work in tandem at different points in the mountain. There's the very obvious closed cell foam, which has an R value of 2 2.2, I think this one specifically is. And then we have a blow up sleeping mat as well. This one's from Exped, and this has a, I think it's a 5.5 R value. And you can combine them to create a 7.5 or 7.7 R value across the two. And then you want to think about what you're going to actually wear on your body. So I've got a pair of old socks, I've got a bamboo top, and then just one of my leggings to sleep in. Right, so that's the sleeping kit. Let's show you the versatility of the setups. So this is how I'll be using the setup the majority of the time. So at the bottom there will be the closed cell foam, and I think this will be good because with the closed cell foam there's less risk of damage to it. There's no risk of puncture. And what it does is it can even out those hard bits of ground. Maybe there's like a stone or a rock or a dip or whatever. It just creates that barrier, a flat barrier, where I can put the sort of comfort items on top, and that's the blow up mat from Exped. If you just put the blow up on the ground, you do run a little bit of risk, especially on sort of rockier ground, where if a rock or a sharp object does poke through, it could puncture the pad. We sort of want to avoid that at all costs. So yeah, so having the sort of double layer just protects the blow up pad. It also just allows like extra R value and extra warmth to be generated, certainly. And regardless of what sleeping bag you're using, this is pretty much how it's going to work. So sleeping bag on top, blow up mat in the middle, and then the closed cell foam on the bottom. Dead simple. And yeah, I think regardless of whether I'm in a tea house or in a tent or sleeping on the Manaslu Glacier or at some of the high camps, this is pretty much how it's going to go. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you get any questions, thoughts, please do leave us a comment, and I'll see you in the next one very soon.